No, you cannot be up here again.
Says I'm just
Where's Maxie boy?
Hello, everybody. What is that? There's something there. Ah, it's the Midas touch. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I do truly appreciate it. And now that that's out of the way, I got everything all situated and solved, and I couldn't replicate it. Didn't seem to happen many more times after that. The touch might have been used up. But anyway, today I'm going to be showing you an ARC. Not Noah's Ark, but an ARC, an advanced review copy, an advanced reader's copy, an advanced something copy. This one comes directly from Earthling Publications. Thank you to Paul Miller for hooking a brother up. And to start with, I'm going to go back just a little bit. I've been buying Earthling books for a little while without really knowing it. I bought a book called The Thicket from Joe R. Lansdale. I bought it on eBay years ago, and it was beautiful. Limited edition, came in a slipcase and all that, and that was probably my first time I ever knew there was a publisher called Earthling Publications. I love that book, and then it went past a little while, and I hadn't bought anything from them. I don't think I had anything else in my collection from them. But a guy by the name of Jeff Terry, ever hear of him, was talking about a book coming from Earthling Publications by an author named Philip Fracassi called Boys in the Valley. And he kept saying all these great things about it. And so I figured, what the heck? I mashed them buttons, got that mother coming, and it showed up, and it's an amazing book. One of my very favorite authors, one of my very favorite books. And it's worth a whole lot more money than what I paid for it. Hundreds and hundreds of dollars these things sell for nowadays, this particular one. But it was part of a Halloween series from Earthling Publications. It was number 16. See it right there? Can you see it? It's all shiny, glistening. I got it in a Bro Dart. The dust jacket's in a Bro Dart, removable Mylar protector, all that kind of stuff. Then later on, the fine folks at 19th edition made a custom slipcase for this book, and it's a beautiful thing. I've also got one coming for the Earthling Publication Philip Fracassi book called Gothic. I've already got Gothic on the shelf, but they're also making a slipcase for that, which I will show you one of these days when I get it in stock. Anyway, let's move on because I'm sure you're wanting to know. Move on. You're wanting me to move on. But the next one came along the next year. A book called Marla by Jonathan Janz was coming up, and it was number 18. What was it? Number 18? Let's look and see. It was number 17. Number 17 in the Halloween series, and this time Paul Miller from Earthling Publications asked if people were interested in an advanced review copy. And I said I was. An advanced, uncorrected proof, not for sale. And I said, please, please, please. And he said, okay, maybe you can have one. And he sent me one. Thank you. Thank you. I read this one, and I loved it. I'd already pre-ordered the limited edition. I figured, hey, the guy's going to send me a book. I'll go ahead and buy the limited. It's the least I could do. So I bought the limited, read this, and I loved it. Jonathan Janz did a great job. I rated it very, very highly. I really liked the book. I love the characters in the book. And that limited edition did then show up afterwards as number 17 in the Earthling Halloween series. And it's exciting. I like Halloween, so I like things like that. And put stuff back where they belong. Give me a minute. Anyway, now there's another one coming out. It's not Halloween, it's June 2023. But if you're going to sell pre-orders for a Halloween book, you probably ought to start selling them before Halloween. And this one is Midas by Tyler Jones. So once again, I found out it was coming out. It went up for pre-order. Day one, I mashed them buttons, got that thing pre-ordered to send my way because the series is cool, and I figured, what the heck, give it a shot. I've never read anything by Tyler Jones. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. It sounds really good, and it looks really good. So lots of cool stuff. It's illustrated, cover illustration artwork by Vincent Chong. And it has an introduction by Josh Mallerman. Ever hear of him? Anyway, a lot of cool stuff that I'm looking forward to. And after I ordered that, it occurred to me, ding, maybe I ought to see if I'm worthy of getting another one of those ARCs. Uncorrected proofs, reader copies, review copies, what the heck. So I sent a message to my good friend Paul Miller at Earthling Publications, and he was at least nice enough to say, yeah, man, I'll send you one. And he sure did. Once again, thank you so much, Paul. I do truly appreciate it. One of the good ones out there. One of the good ones. So here it is. It showed up very quickly. Seems like a week ago I asked if I was worthy, and he felt enough pity for me to send me one. Anyway, great. I appreciate it. It's very exciting. And wrapped up nice in a box, well protected, put in a bubble envelope. Hoping you enjoy Midas, Tim. All the best, Paul. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate it. And here it is. I don't know how they determine this, but I've seen these from Earthling in two forms on at least the last couple anyway. Maybe all of them. I don't know. One that is pretty much all plain with the title and the author on it. The title and the author's name. And then one that has the illustrations. And I'm one that likes the book to look nice, so I'm glad. Thank you, Paul. Thanks for hooking me up. I appreciate it. If I had a choice, that's what I would have chosen, but the artwork looks really cool. I think for me, it's a big selling point. I think somebody can look at this cover and say, that looks interesting. And the same thing with the Jonathan Janz book, Marla. The cover was mesmerizing. So is this. It makes me say, what is this? What's it about? Let me open that up and give it a read, or let me shell out the dough to get it coming. So once again, advance uncorrected proof, not for resale. A lot of folks look at these things as the ultimate way to collect books, because in many ways, many times, this is the very first print version of the book. The advanced review copies, reading copies, uncorrected proofs, they come out before the first editions come out. And Paul Miller with these typically goes for, he wants to be first to publish the book. So this would be the first book that came before the first. However that goes. But they are soft covers. It's like a trade paperback book. So it's got goods and bads, but a lot of people love them. And when they started making these ARCs that actually looked good, I started finding myself kind of wanting ARCs. In the beginning of my collecting phase, usually when publishers would send out advanced review copies, they would be just plain books, title and author stamped on there, some other legal verbiage, maybe some ways to order a book or who to contact and crap like that on the back. But then you'd have the book, but they looked so plain, I almost didn't really want that on my shelf. I understood that it came before the first editions or before the limited edition. It just didn't look good, and it didn't seem like something I'd pay a lot of money for. Something to me that maybe I'd get it if I could get it really cheap so I could have a reader copy. But when these ARCs that looked so plain were going even higher than the limited editions or higher than the first editions, it would put me off. It was off-putting, as my friends across the pond will say. But when they started making them look good too, then it became something I want, because now I got something that was before the first and it looks good on my shelf. So when somebody like Paul Miller hooks me up and sends it to me, it's a win-win-win. And the more wins you get in the column, the better off you are. Remember that. You can quote me on that. Anyway, let me flip through here. I see something dark in here. Holy cow, there is at least one. There's more. I think there's more. Illustrations. Nobody told me I was getting an illustrated book, but take a look here. Illustration number 1. Let me flip through now. Man, I'd have hated it if I'd have just ended the video and not noticed that, but there are at least 2. I can see, you can kind of see the dark edges showing there, and that gives it away. So there's the one I showed you. Let's flip through here. There's another dark edge, a couple more dark edges. So I got myself an illustrated ARC. Vincent Chung's artwork is more than just the cover. So Paul Miller has upped the ante on this edition. just one more reason why you need to mash them buttons and order you up a copy of the limited edition. Now, well, I was excited. Now I'm even more excited. I am giddy as a schoolgirl. I'm as happy as a drunken man. And once you throw in illustrations inside of a limited edition signed book, and the limited edition will be signed by Tyler Jones and Josh Mallerman, so extra added value. Illustrated by Vincent Chung, and the Earthling Publications makes good quality books, well bound, sewn bindings, quality materials. You can't lose. So this is a win-win-win-win for me. I'm so excited. Thank you, Paul Miller. Thank you, Earthling Publications. Thank you, Tyler Jones. And now I got to read it. So what I'm going to do right now, I've got 2.5 books. Actually, I've got about 50 pages left to read in one book that I'm on. And then I'm going on a trip. I'll be gone for 5 days next week. Undisclosed secret locations. But I'm taking a couple softcover books with me. And I'm going to read hopefully 1 or 2 of those books, depending. I don't know how things are going to go. Working in the daytime, at night. What am I doing? Eating dinner, going to bed, watching TV. Who knows what I'll be doing. But I intend to do some reading at night also, like every day. I try to read at least an hour a day. Try. But once I get through with the books that I've already got on deck to read, I'm going to put this one on. And I think I might leave one of those off for later. So I'm going to finish one, read one next week. Then when I get back, I'm going to start on Midas. I'm going to read this thing. I'm very eagerly awaiting, anticipating this book, and then I'll let you know what I think. How's that? Is that a deal? Shake on it. Read. Okay, there we go. That sounds good to me. But that's the deal. That's the steal. That's the sale of the century. I can think of no more lies to tell. Thank you for your time. I do truly appreciate it. C'est la vie, baby. Doo-doo. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Raphael, of course. Raphael. You knew that, didn't you? Who else?